Sir, food problem has been the greatest worry of our life during the last 10 years, and unfortunately, efforts for its solution seem always to have gone away. In the present state of price index, the impositions of excise duties or their increase on essential commodities has an adverse effect on the common man. Poor taxpayers talk of the income tax evasion to the extent of several hundred crores of rupees, and they say that if the Income Tax Act were strictly and honestly administered, there would have been no need of increasing the burdens of the people of low income groups and of raising excise duties on articles which are more the needs of the poor men than of the rich classes. The common man has, however, been found to be a passive victim of the taxation policy of the government. Others express their grievances in 101 different ways and demand their redress. They lodge their protests on the slightest pretext to have their burdens made lighter, but the poor taxpayer takes every encroachment on his already depleted household budget without any fuss. And there is no denying the fact that indirect taxation has been increasing year by year and has been causing a great hardship to the families of low income groups. Moreover, sir, excise duties rope in all the people, good, bad, or indifferent. By this, I mean to say that whether the people have been benefited by the plan outlay of about rupees 900 crores a year or not, whether they have remained unaffected by the development schemes, or whether their finances have worsened as a result of any such schemes, all have to pay the duty imposed along with the middle man's profits, whatever he may be disposed to charge. The Honorable Minister is said to have stated that the effect of his taxation proposals on the common man would be very marginal, and the traders' present margin of profit should absorb much of the increase. He is said to have made a similar statement on another occasion also. But I am sorry to say that this is contrary to what actually happens. Most traders will not only pass on the whole of the tax to the consumer, but will also raise the prices sufficiently high so as to make additional profits in the bargain, which they will make. It will therefore be well for the Honorable Minister to take from the very beginning all necessary steps to prevent traders from exploiting the consumers. A directive should be sent round right now and sufficient publicity given to it so that the ignorant masses may not be asked to pay more than the correct prices. The prices are already soaring high at the ceiling level, and effective steps should be taken to check further rise, lest the whole structure of economy should be shaken to the core. In addition to the fair price shops for food grains, there should be fair price shops for other articles of merchandise also like cloth, etc., so as to stabilize prices and have them pegged at a reasonable level. It should, however, be noted that when taxation proposals are looked at in the context of the 10th five-year plan, they relate a different story. It is found that they are intended to impose an austere living on the people so as to say more for the plan. It is said that excise duties have been directed towards limiting consumption of the lower middle classes and the masses more as a measure to check inflation rather than for the purpose of augmenting revenue. The Honorable Minister once stated that the duty on sugar had been deliberately raised because he wanted consumption to go down or rather not to increase. He said, I would like to freeze it at more or less the present level unless it be that as income goes up in certain sectors, they want to pay the price. The finance minister's anxiety to freeze the consumption in the absence of sufficient quantities of consumer goods to go around that section of the people whose purchasing power is increasing as a result of the plan outlay of about rupees 900 crores a year is quite understandable. Our administrative machinery is not sufficiently competent and efficient for complete control, and unless the productions of consumer goods is commensurate with the investment in the country, the inflationary pressure will persist and prices will rise when the mills and factories which are being established in the earlier years of the plan go into production, where there will be plenty of consumer goods to absorb the surplus money in the hands of the people, and the need of price control by means of the imposition of excise duties will come to an end. It is hoped that the minister will reduce these duties at that time. As for the implementation of the plan, nothing extraordinary had happened to make us feel nervous about the fulfillment of the targets. Mr. Deputy Chairman, this resolution, insofar as it goes the evolve a scheme for the translation and preparations in Hindi and in all regional languages of standard textbooks and connected works for higher education and research, including scientific and technical studies, is an excellent resolution. It is a harmless one, and I am sure that the House will express its view on it. We are happy that those things are there, but it is not a very easy task to carry out this translation in Hindi and all regional languages. I would ask, where have you got the personnel, the trained personnel for carrying out these translations? Have you collected the standard textbooks and connected works for higher education and research? First of all, have you gathered the material to be handled? And secondly, have you got the trained personnel to cope with this work? Sir, this requires very careful investigation simply because we are dealing not with factories or industrial products, but with the minds of people ranging from childhood to the university stage with their development in regard to ideas and concept, it is a very important point to consider whether we have got these two in readiness before we attempt such a task. 1050 वर्ड है, 201 से बोला गया है और ये 100 की स्पीड है, केसी सोर्स है इसका। अगर अच्छा लिखा है तो आप टाइप करेंगे, नहीं तो आप स्पीकर रूम में लिख के बैठेंगे, आप अपने हिसाब से